Well, it is the first day of September 2023 and you're just in time for another edition of News Now. Well, we have so much lined up for you in our bulletin this afternoon. Remember, you can always interact with us on our social media handles indicated at the bottom of your screen. Now, with that said, my name is Dennis Otieno. I trust you're doing well. Welcome to the broadcast. Now on to our top story this afternoon. Interior Cabinet Secretary Professor Kithure Kindiki has made another impromptu visit to the Immigration Department at Nyayo House, assuring Kenyans that he will deal with the cartel situation at the immigration offices. The CS has vowed to clear the backlog of passports at the Immigration Department within the next 14 days, with emergency desks having been established to expedite the processing of passports for applicants. Also, the department will receive up to 1.3 billion shillings in the 2023-2024 financial year to procure more modern printing machines.
Members of staff, the few officers who may be tempted to try and roll back what we have started here, we will make sure that they don't succeed. And the same energy, the same commitment, the same consistency we have employed in dealing with other long-standing security challenges, will apply the same energy, the same vigor in the fight against cartels and corrupt people who have been trying to use their space to frustrate the people of Kenya. We are still at the same pace. We are producing about 1,700 a day, 1,700 nights. And the reason why the production cannot change is because we have two equipment. So the factors are standard. So until when we get the additional printers, we expect the pace to remain the same.
Now, Energy Cabinet Secretary Davis Chirchir has appeared before the National Assembly Committee on Energy, where he shed more light on the nationwide power outage that was witnessed last week. Chirchir says the power blackout was unprecedented, noting that his team is compiling data and soon the nation will know what triggered the outage that caused the huge losses. Take a look.
And stable, like I mentioned, with all the parameters within the allowed limits, and there was no incident of concern noted prior to the blackout because the National Control Center is manned 24 hours. At that particular time, 21:45 in the evening, a system disturbance occurred that led to a loss of 270 megawatts generation from the interconnected grid. The loss led to system instability and loss of synchronization between generators occasioned by the collapse. Restoration efforts started very shortly after that with the energy sector agencies in close coordination under the leadership of the National Control Center engineers. The first customer was restored an hour later at 22:59, just slightly over an hour. And subsequently, the rest were restored depending on the system operating condition and restoration of the generation plant in guided sequence. We will delve into the more details on that, but to go on to the other nationwide outages and their causes.
Now, Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua has affirmed Kenya's commitment in upholding the good bilateral relations with its partners, terming Kenya as an investment destination, and emphasized on the commitment to create a good business environment for investors. Speaking during the awarding ceremony of the African Tech Challenge, the Deputy President lauded the program, noting that it plays a key role in enhancing the technical skills of students pursuing technical courses in Kenya, which will aid in reducing poverty.
I want to invite investors from China and across the world to come to this beautiful country that is secure, that has a friendly environment, to come and invest here. This is a peaceful country that is anchored on democracy, the rule of law, and very sound systems to make sure that all businesses here are secure. The opportunity and platform to develop and showcase technical skills together with the outputs of our national technical and vocational education and training ecosystem is a golden chance to reaffirm the promise of national socio-economic transformation. For our youth, this event has also been our window of tremendous good fortune to welcome and interact with their peers from various African countries, including Egypt, Uganda, Zimbabwe, Zambia, Tanzania, Ghana, and to compete in both the African Technical Challenge as well as the World Skills National Competition.
Meanwhile, the registration of the elderly, orphans and disabled who will be incorporated in the government's Inua Jamii program has officially kicked off today across the country, with hundreds of elderly persons appearing in various places to be registered. Speaking during the launch in Vihiga County, Commissioner Felix Watikila issued a stern warning to those who planned to corrupt the process. Now, the beneficiaries who showed up expressed their hope to be included in the program. However, they have urged the government to increase the funds to about 4,000 shillings, citing harsh economic times. The government aims to register close to 2.5 million people in the program in the next 3 years.
Hawa wananchi wote wanalipa ushuru, si ndio hiyo? Nataka nitoe onyo kali. Wale mtafanya usachini na mapendeleo, kuleta mambo ya kabila, mambo ya clanism, mambo ya dini, ndugu yangu, huyu tata yako haitakubalika.
Sikuchukuliwa, nilisajiliwa tu, wakakuja wakaasesi nyumbani, hawako nichukua. Sasa leo naomba maombi yangu ifike kwa Mwenyezi Mungu, nikuwe through.
Kijana yangu nimesumbukana, hata saa hii hana madawa, natakikana ninunue na sina pesa ya kununua madawa ya kijana. Sasa nikipata hii pesa, cha kwanza ni madawa ya kijana, alafu nimpeleke shuleni, itakuwa vizuri.
Napenda hiyo pesa ikija, hata ikiwezekana, kwa sababu 2 inaonekana kama ni kidogo. Takana waongeze kidogo, kawe 3 au 4 hivi. Kwa sababu ukiona kama sukari ni kilo moja ni shilingi 250. Sasa hiyo 2 ni kilo ngapi? Si ni kidogo sana.
Now, from the Inua Jamii program to the horrors of the Shakahola massacre, where a section of human rights activists at the coast region have expressed fears that there is a possibility of more bodies at the Shakahola forest after one more decomposed body was found lying in the forest this week. Led by Haki Africa's Matthias Shipeta, the activists said some relatives have refused to accept bodies of their kin who died at Shakahola, and they might be forced to get consent from them so that they can be buried at a place that will be recommended by the government. Phase 5 of the exhumation is set to begin next week.
Jina naitwa Matthias Shipeta kutoka shirika la Haki Africa, na leo tukiwa pamoja na DCI na Red Cross tumekuwa hapo Malindi Mortuary na tumeweza kufanya postmortem ya mwili mmoja ambao ulipatikana katika ile hali ya kutafuta.
Meanwhile, a legal tussle is looming after the National Assembly's Watchdog Committee ejected Kiambu Institute Board of Trustees from the Kiambu Institute of Science and Technology, accusing them of fraud. Now, the Public Investment Committee on Governance and Education has accused the Board of Trustees of irregularly obtaining 158 million shillings and using the Institute's 200 acres piece of land as security, whereby only 70 acres has documentation. The trustees in turn have insisted that their ejection was illegal and have vowed to contest in court.
Witness someone does not appear or appears but fails to satisfy the committee, the House or committee may impose upon the witness a fine not exceeding 500,000, having regard to the witness' condition in life and the circumstances of the case.
That they were meant for. And the TVET Act is implemented to the letter. We don't expect to have a board of trustee and a board of management at the same time in any institution, because that is not in the law.
This country is moving on the right direction. Yes. This country is moving on the right direction, and we are not allowing any impunity to divert our attention, including the rise from the small people, the small group we are dealing with.
Now, from the land row in Kiambu County to insecurity in Migori County, or rather in the Nyanza region, where Kambare residents in South Game Ward, Siaya County, are up in arms against area security officers, whom they accuse of laxity as criminals continue to terrorize them. Now, according to the residents, the criminals are having a field day in the area, breaking and stealing from their shops at will, despite numerous reports being made to Kambare police post that is just a stone throw away. Led by Roslyn Award, the latest victim of the gang attack, the residents are now demanding for a total overhaul of the police post, saying it will be difficult for the police to exonerate themselves, noting that there is no way the police claim to be conducting investigations when cases of insecurity continue to swell.
Kuna insecurity hapa Kambare kwetu. Hii insecurity ni mchana na usiku. Juzi MC yetu alidungwa na kisu. Mchana tu na hatujasikia hata mtu mmoja ameshikwa. Usiku pia tukilala tuko na waziwazi. Maduka yetu inavunjwa. Lastly walivunja duka hapa. Simu ilipatikana hapa. Mimi mwenyewe nikafuata hiyo maneno ya simu nikaambiwa iko na DCIO. We are requesting the DCIO track hiyo simu. We want to know the evidence.
Wameiba vitu zote. Kama pesa wameiba 180,000 na vitu zenye wamechukua zote almost 500,000. Hii ni mara tatu. Ya kwanza waliiba tukapika ripoti, hakuna action. Ya pili sana hii ya leo ni tatu. Sasa hawajachukua tu yoyote. Tuna report na hakuna action yenye wanachukulia. Sasa tumechoka na polisi wa Kambare.
Tunataka tubadilishie mapolisi. Hao maaskari watusaidii. Na wakisikia pombe inapikwa mahali ndio hao. Wakisikia mtu ako na boza sijui nini hizi ni wanakuja. Sasa wanatusaidia na nini? Hakuna chenye wanatusaidia nayo. Tafadhali tunaomba serikali wakikubali watutolee hao polisi wenye tuko nazo watulete wengine.
Wale watakaobadilishwa pia wasichukue muda mrefu. Kwa sababu wakichukua muda mrefu tunaona ni kama wanashirikiana na wezi, na hatutaki kufikiria hivyo, kwa sababu wananchi wengine wanaweza chukua sheria mikononi mwao wakaweze kufanya vitu vibaya.
Now, moving on from insecurity in Siaya County to matters held in the country, where the Kenya Medical Research Institute, KEMRI, has signed a memorandum of understanding with Kenya's biotechnology giant, Kenya Biovax Institute, to partner in the processes of manufacturing vaccines, health capacity building, and creating supply security in Kenya. The mutual deal was signed at Kilifi KEMRI offices, paving way to new scales for collaboration to ensure health and medical research are enacted to build capacity for the production of human vaccines and other health products in the country. In a press briefing, KEMRI Acting CEO and Director General Elijah Songok revealed that the Institute's great work has been used by other countries to develop useful products. Therefore, the partnership is a key milestone to show Kenya's capability on research.
We have been discovering vaccines, we have been discovering drugs, we have been discovering diagnostics. But some of these have been made by companies outside Kenya, abroad. And now, these are very momentous occasion that the things that we are discovering can be made locally here by our own, which is Kenya Biovax. So it's a momentous occasion. And the follow-up on the issue of local manufacturing, which is a key manifesto of the Kenya government currently, that we are going now to work with Biovax. All our discoveries from our laboratories, from clinical trials, in terms of vaccines, is going to go to our partner that we have found, so they can be able to be rolled out not only in Kenya, but all over the world.
We know that the current administration has a strong emphasis on promoting local manufacturing. Now, our effort is specialized local manufacturing. We want Kenya to be a biotechnology hub when it comes to these innovations. And secondly, we learned a lot from the pandemic. We struggled in terms of the high cost of health commodities during the pandemic, the COVID-19 pandemic. Kenya as a country struggled to secure vaccines for our people. So this is a huge opportunity for us to be able to develop self-sufficiency in terms of vaccines for our people.
Elsewhere, non-governmental organizations in Nakuru County have launched a campaign to raise awareness on the importance of indigenous food, encouraging residents to discover the indigenous origins of everyday foods and uncover the territories and communities where they are still produced. Chichi Josephine tells us more.
In an event dubbed the Pelham Kenya Youth Summit held in Nakuru, youth drawn from various backgrounds and communities were sensitized on the significance of biocultural conservation as a way of bridging the gap between traditional indigenous wisdom and modern conservation practices.
Today we are here to celebrate the Youth Summit, to exchange knowledge and also to observe the biocultural conservation practices that is among our cultures in Kenya.
According to Beth Omae, Pelham team leader, the youth should embrace agroecology and innovation as an opportunity for employment.
As we focus on agroecology, we also want to bring innovativeness that they use. We know they are very innovative and they are techno-savvy, so we want to bring that innovation and also technology, but we don't want to leave behind the culture, the cultural beliefs or practices that our forefathers were practicing, so that as we talk about agroecology, because it is a matter of science and art, we want to merge the two sectors together.
Organic foods have been found to be very beneficial to the body and fight against chronic illnesses, and farmers have been encouraged to change from conventional farming to organic farming.
We are trying to help people change from conventional farming to organic farming, so that now if you change from what you're using, the toxic chemicals you're using to clean food, you're going to be able to change also your lifestyle.
People are trying to be aware of the food that they're eating, so they're focusing more on, I want to eat good food, and that good food comes from organic farming.
Ni vyakula ambavyo vinazidi kutukinga kutokana na magonjwa. Hivi vyakula vina ambatana na tamaduni zetu.
Now, moving on, residents of Kaben area in Elgeyo Marakwet County have protested what they term as police harassment in Kerio Valley, saying the police are using excessive force when dealing with them. They have urged the government to spearhead their efforts and ensure peace prevails in the area. Now, the residents of Kaben have also urged the Interior Cabinet Secretary Kithure Kindiki to intervene.
Tungeomba Bwana Kindiki uweze kuturudishia ng'ombe zetu kwa heshima kabisa, uturudishie ng'ombe zetu kwa sababu hiyo ndio tunategemea. Hata saa hizi wanafunzi wajairudi shule kwa sababu hizo ndio ng'ombe tunauza ndio tupate karo za shule. Bwana Kindiki, tunaomba urudi kuja hapa uturudishie ng'ombe zetu ambayo maafisa wako walichukua. Walitunyang'anya ng'ombe zetu kwa nguvu bila hatia yote.
Tunataka viongozi wetu hasa wa Marakwet wenye wako fitini saa hii. Tunajua kweli hii ni shida na ni tabu. Tunataka nyinyi muteremuke chini tutoe hii shida ambayo tuko nayo.
Mkalete sasa askari wakakuja piga watu. Wakati walitupiga wakawacha mabomu chini. Watoto wetu wakabomiwa na serikali ya Bwana Ruto. Bwana Kindiki, peleka shida zetu kwa Ruto. Kwa nini kweli watoto wetu walipigwa bomu mpaka vijana wawili wakakufa? Sai wamewacha watoto wadogo.
Now, from the cases of police brutality in Elgeyo Marakwet County to tackling drug use and abuse in the country, Alamu Court has banned narcotics worth 2.6 million shillings that included marijuana, heroin and cocaine. Presiding over the exercise, Lamu Court Judge Alan Temba Sitati said that the Lamu Court will take legal action against drug traffickers in the area.
Leo tumeweza kuharibu mihadarati ya thamani ya shilingi 2,206,000 pesa za Kenya, na ni misokoto zaidi ya 1,000 ya bangi na kama robo 3 ya heroin na cocaine. Kwa jumla heroin na cocaine zilikuwa kama gramu 900, karibu ijaye kilo, na hiyo ni 1,000,000.
Mihadarati Lamu imepanda kiasi kikubwa sana.